Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, April 9th. We have all you need to know about Penn State's new National Security Institute, as well as more on a vet clinic coming to State College.
We also have information on a major change to the National Weather Service alerts, along with sports, entertainment, weather, and an interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Alicia Ernst.
And I'm Lauren Reehl. Penn State is unveiling a new National Security Institute to strengthen its defense and national security outreach. The program will focus on global security concerns and will work alongside the Applied Research Laboratory. The institute will be the sixth major security institution being overseen. The university says that it wants this new program to enhance Penn State's defense research portfolio and partnerships.
A Bellefonte area school board member has resigned after being arrested on assault charges. 58-year-old Jack Bechtel II is accused of striking his girlfriend in the face and pushing her out of a moving vehicle in College Township. Bechtel resigned effective immediately, saying his actions brought unwarranted attention to the school board. Bechtel was charged with simple assault and physical harassment. He was arrested after the incident in which his girlfriend suffered bruising and swelling. Bechtel is scheduled for a preliminary hearing that happened earlier today.
The owner of the State College restaurant Campus Steaks has been sentenced to 15 to 30 years in prison. Joe Ford, one of the owners of the establishment, pled guilty to 74 felony counts. These charges include deceptive business practices and a misdemeanor. Prosecutors explained that Ford has a second business named First Call Electric LLC. He took deposits from 64 homeowners to buy and install a home backup generator for them and never followed through. He took almost $500,000 from these clients before being caught.
A new $2.5 million emergency vet clinic is set to open its doors in State College this week. The Central Pennsylvania Veterinary Emergency Treatment Services, or CPVETS, will open at 100 Oakwood Avenue on April 10th. The facility promises 24/7 care with on-site doctors and nurses year-round. Owner Dr. Andrea Lauer says emergency cases have doubled since 2020. CPVETS also partners with Penn State to provide hands-on experience for students, giving them real-world training in emergency medicine. Lauer says investments in this new location will ensure better care for pets throughout central Pennsylvania. Now, what can students expect outside this week? Student meteorologist Jonathan Domo is live in the studio with this week's forecast. Jonathan?
Look at what we can expect in just a moment. But first, a quick peek at the Penn State Arboretum, where we're a few minutes removed from sunset. We can see lots of clouds in the sky here, but those temperatures are much warmer than we've been experiencing as of late. 46 degrees right now, with your feels like sitting at just 43 with that minimal wind here out of the west at 7 miles per hour. A look at the temperatures across Pennsylvania here. We can see mostly 40s across the board here with a low spot of 38 in Erie with a high spot 50 in Harrisburg, a much more seasonable, more spring-like feel today. And a look at the rest of the country, we can see down in the American South and American Southwest, we can see those temperatures are much elevated here with the brighter colors here. But as we move along the eastern seaboard here up north, we can see those temperatures start to fall off here with Pennsylvania included in those dark blue colors. But a look at the satellite and radar, we can see it's been mostly dry here in State College. We can see those showers now currently limited to just portions of western Pennsylvania. But when we zoom out, take a look at the rest of the country, we can see our next storm system here on the way, leaving mostly rain here for portions of Ohio and Indiana, but some snow here on the radar here in parts of Michigan as well as Wisconsin. And as mentioned, wintry mix rather here, we can see that rain and snow begins to move in. So expect some flakes to be falling early Thursday morning. And by the time you walk out the door mid-morning on Thursday, expect that wintry mix to have shifted over to mostly rain, which will make its way through here as we move through Thursday. And at the end of Thursday, those showers have mostly moved out with the chance of some PM rain showers, but for the most part, pretty cloudy as we move from Thursday into Friday. And as I mentioned, as we walk out the door on Friday, expect nothing more than just a couple of clouds in the sky. But as we move through mid-morning on Friday into the afternoon, we can see a second system here bringing lots of rain here. Most of the wintry precipitation is going to be limited here to parts of New England and eastern New York here. So don't expect too many flakes to be falling around here, if any at all. But as we move through Saturday and as Saturday turns into Sunday, most of that, if not all that precipitation, will have moved off to our east, off the coast of New England here, leaving a nice, dry, and pretty sunny day on Sunday. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast here. 46 degrees tomorrow with rain all day, rain spilling into Friday afternoon here as temperatures stay in the mid 40s here all the way through until Sunday here, when we can expect some peaks of sunshine at 57, but the real warmth begins on Monday, 68 degrees, partly cloudy. That's when we can start to see a more spring-like day here. Back down to 59 with some AM rain next Tuesday, but by the time we reach Wednesday, we can expect some cloudy conditions and lower temperatures. 48 is your temperature. Alicia, back to you.
Thanks, Jonathan. Emily Koza is live in the studio with information on an opportunity for communication students to gain real-world experience. Emily?
Thanks, Alicia. As a student here at Penn State, you are provided with so many real-world experiences and opportunities. Last week, I had the chance to attend one of these events, the Harmelin Media Challenge for Belisario students. Let's take a look.
I'm Emily Koza, and today I got the chance to cover one of the many opportunities the College of Belisario offers their students, the Harmelin Media Challenge.
This program started last year when Mary Meter, who is a Belisario alum and also the president of a major media planning agency in Philadelphia, Harmelin Media, she came to the college and said she wanted to provide students with the real world opportunity to put into practice some of what they were learning about media strategy, media planning, meeting the needs of her advertising clients.
The Harmelin Media Challenge is a challenge for all comm students where they get to work with a real-world company to pitch an advertising idea. And when they present, they have a chance to win cash prizes. Some of the companies they got to work with was last year they got to work with Sheets.
She sent over some of her team, sent over data from one of their actual clients, Sheets, the convenience store chain, and had students pull together pitches.
The prompt and the company will be revealed sometime this week after all the students register their teams. For Penn State News, I'm Emily Koza.
We have a deadline for doing that.
The students will get to present their pitches in the Willard Atrium soon, so keep a lookout for them. Now over to Sophia Monteforte with the latest in sports.
Thanks, Emily. I'm Sophia Monteforte with your sports update. At the student-wide undergraduate award ceremony, the university recognized 3 student athletes for their prestigious efforts in the classroom and within their team. NCAA MVP and champion for women's volleyball, Jess Murzik, and star football tight end Tyler Warren were the recipients of the Ernest B. McCoy Memorial Award. They were recognized for their exceptional efforts in championship games while also achieving their academic goals. Field hockey's very own Julianne Van Beckham received the John W. Oswald Award for their outstanding leadership in her activities as well. Penn State is extremely proud of their athletes that earned their MBA while winning the biggest games of their athletic career. Penn State is growing their adaptive development program with the speedy addition to their team. Jack Cunningham, a track and field athlete, has made a huge step towards his dream of being a Paralympian by becoming a Nittany Lion. Cunningham was told at a young age that even walking would be a miracle for him. Now Jack has the next 4 years to train in Happy Valley, thanks to Brenna O'Connor, the program director who granted Jack the opportunity after seeing his success at the Kevin Dare Indoor Invitational, hosted at Penn State's indoor track facility. This connection blossomed into something incredible for Jack, as he will now take his career to the collegiate level. On Monday night, Florida took home the national championship for the NCAA March Madness tournament, leaving Houston empty-handed in their home state. The Gators came back after falling behind 12 points to end the game with a 65-63 victory. With the championship bringing together two #1 seeds, fans expected the game to come down to the wire. The All-American guard and season star Walter Clayton Jr. was pretty silent in the first half of the game, giving Houston a chance to slip into the victory. However, the Gators have depth on the court, with Will Richards scoring 14 points in the first half alone. This win was a true team effort after Alex Condon ending the game, securing the loss Houston ball on the ground of the court. Penn State continues their national stride with the start of the Frozen Four happening tomorrow night. The Nittany Lions will face Boston University at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, following the Denver versus Western Michigan match on the other side of the bracket. All four teams that qualify for this leg of the tournament are quality speeds teams with high transitions between offense and defense. For Penn State to advance to that championship game Saturday, they need to watch fouling against a strong power play offense like BU. The puck drop for the first semifinal game is at 5 p.m. on Thursday night, with the Penn State game to follow at 7:30 p.m. That's all for your sports update. April is recognized as a Sexual Assault Awareness Month. This is an important time for survivors and the community to come together and raise awareness. Sophia Tabernet is live in the studio now with an event held last week. Sophia?
Thanks, Sophia. Last week, I had the chance to attend an event hosted by Penn State's Relationship Violence Outreach Intervention and Education Center, featuring actress and activist Alexa Nicholas as the keynote speaker. Let's take a look. This month, the Relationship Violence Outreach Intervention and Community Education Center is partnering with Penn State to raise awareness for Sexual Assault Prevention Month. On April 3rd, actress Alexa Nicholas spoke out about how her experience with predatory behavior and sexual assault sparked her passion for advocacy. I'm Sophia Tabernet here at Alumni Hall in the Hub, where Alexa Nicholas will be talking about the dangers of child exploitation and the powerful impact of activism. During the event, Alexa opened up about the sexual assault she endured in her turbulent relationships and how it has shaped her as a person. By sharing her story publicly, she felt empowered to advocate for change. Reflecting on her experiences as a child actress on Nickelodeon, she also felt empowered to shed light on exploitation in the entertainment industry. As her story gained attention, she founded the E-Predators organization, which aims to protest against predatory behaviors and encourage institutional changes. Through her work, Alexa emphasizes the importance of accountability and educates others on how they too can make an impact.
These institutions have a responsibility to make sure that they're allowing these conversations to be had so that people can start self-educating and learning what to do and how to do it, and knowing their options and how they can show up in community to either prevent it or at least support after the event has happened. So I think it's very, very important that institutions start allowing these conversations to be happening as much as possible.
Over the next few weeks, a variety of events will be held to inform students on consent culture and community activism. For Penn State Network News, I'm Sophia Tabernet. Be sure to check out the Penn State Student Affairs website to learn more about upcoming events for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Up next, Jaden Vogel with the latest news and entertainment. Jaden?
Thanks, Sophia. I'm Jaden Vogel with your entertainment update. Downtown State College just got a little more spirited with the opening of the first ever franchise of Town Pride, a boutique brand that celebrates local pride through apparel, gifts, and home goods. Located on Calder Way, the store features American-made items sourced from women and family-owned businesses. This boutique is about more than just shopping. It's about community. The grand opening was just last weekend and included a food drive for the State College Food Bank and free cold brew from Vibe Coffee. Children and their parents can hop into Easter fun this weekend in State College. Christ Community Church is hosting its annual Easter egg hunt this Saturday from 10 to noon at the C3 Sports Dome. Kids can search for over 10,000 eggs, jump around in bounce houses, and snap a free photo with the Easter Bunny. Plus, registering enters you into a raffle for a free bounce house birthday party worth $250. The original Beatles drummer is taking his final bow. Pete Best, who played with the band before Ringo Starr, just announced his retirement at age 83. Best was part of the Beatles' early days, including their famous Hamburg performances. His brother confirmed the news on social media, saying the decision came due to personal circumstances. Though Best left the band before their rise to global fame, he's long been celebrated by fans as a key piece of Beatles history. Katy Perry is back on stage with her first global tour in 7 years. The Lifetimes tour kicks off on April 23rd in Mexico City and will feature performances across North America, Europe, South America, and Australia. The tour supports her latest album, 143, and promises to be a celebration of her career with both old hits and new tracks. This tour marks a major comeback for the pop icon after her Witness the Tour in 2017. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, Liv Anderson has all the details on the birthday bash held for Paul Robeson's 127th birthday.
The PRCC hosts an annual celebration to award individuals that reflect the qualities of Paul Robeson. Participants such as Student of the Year Brooklyn Jones explained the event.
This event is honestly to honor the legacy and dedication of work of Paul Robeson. This is put on by the Paul Robeson Cultural Center and the Student Liaison Board. And every award that is presented tonight does try to highlight different areas and aspects that Paul Robeson worked in. So arts, activism, athleticism, social justice.
The purpose of the event was to definitely show the students that we are watching. We see them. We see when they're being activists in and out of the classroom. We can see when they are helping around campus or when they're even in the PRCC. We want people of color to know that you're seen. We can see you, and we want you to feel accepted and happy. I just need you to know.
Paul Robeson was a crucial aspect in civil rights movements, and Penn State students today are still passing on his legacy.
Basically, this award ceremony is meant to highlight the students who are outside the center, but also come into the center and that do work in the state college community, who serve their fellow students, who do everything that Paul Robeson said, not even said, he did. It's really to recognize those people who follow his legacy and uphold those same standards.
As like a Black person, it's really nice to see that somebody did not care. They took a chance. They took a leap. They did whatever they had to do because that's what they were passionate in.
Paul Robeson's legacy has inspired many. Brooklyn Jones shares some advice as she finishes off her college career.
As a graduating senior, to never give up, no matter how hard things may be, no matter where you come into this, just where you start isn't where you end up, and just know that it's always something bigger than yourself at the end of the tunnel.
The PRCC establishes an incredibly inclusive community where anyone can be noticed and appreciated for their positivity and dedication. For PSN TV, I'm Liv Anderson.
Welcome back to PS News. I'm Sophia Miranda and joined by Dylan Williams, the Director of Cultural Central. Obviously, thank you so much for coming in tonight, Dylan.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
How did you get involved with Cultural Central?
I got involved with Culture Central through Gary Abdullah, I think, because Gary, he knew the original founders, Jaden and Eric, and he suggested it's something that you should really be a part of. And one thing about Gary, if he advises something, then you should definitely take his advice. So that's definitely something I took on, and I joined, I believe, in January of 2023.
Okay, perfect. You started as a video editor. How was that?
It was good. It was fun. I feel like I had experience because I used to be an editor for another PSN TV show, Nittany Talk. So the experience kind of transferred over. And yeah, being a video editor was really fun. And I have no complaints, honestly. It was a very good start.
Yeah, obviously. And moving on to being lead videographer and also director right now, how important was that for your college career and also beyond?
So supremely important. I felt that the people, the e-boards who elected me to be an in-studio director, they saw it for me before I did. I never envisioned myself being an in-studio director. Lead videographer I could kind of see, but director sounded like so foreign to me. But they believed in me, and it's done wonders for me. I feel like it's pushed me to be the best that I can be. So I'm honestly very grateful to be in this position.
Yeah, amazing. And obviously, moving on to other involvements as well, you hold executive positions and come agencies as photographer, student executive, and moving on as their lead photographer. Can you tell me how those experiences also shaped your college career?
How much time do you have?
You can honestly,
But seriously, especially comm agency, it's just helped me not only become a better photographer and creative, but really just become a better leader. In those positions, you have a voice as a student. And it's not just, oh, well, you just come in and do the job. Some other students are coming to you for advice, or some other students are looking to you as a lead. And I feel like that type of position is very important, especially to have from so young. I'm only 21 years old in the grand scheme of things. So it's just really helped me a lot. Again, it's something I'm supremely grateful for, that people trust me to be in these positions. And all I do is just try to repay that trust in whatever way I can. So it's been very helpful, yes.
Yeah, amazing. Obviously, you're also the current president of the Visionary Visual Arts. Can you explain to me what the organization is and what your role is in it?
So Visionary Visual Arts is a student-run media arts organization. So we typically, it's kind of like Culture Central, but we typically have a focus on music, where we focus on PLC music creators and content creators through things like painting, photography, videography, and things like that. So we post a lot of concert photos, a lot of concert videography, and things like that. And one of our members, Safian Lewis, she actually broke off and started the Platform podcast, which is another platform for music and student artists around campus. So it's a very good organization. I'd 100% recommend.
Yeah, amazing. And I always say to anybody, I'm part of Culture Central, really proud to be that asked me like that Culture Central is really a family. So what does it mean to you having a space that is work, but also just so tiny with everybody?
It's hard to describe. I feel that Culture Central is just such a unique experience, because I've met some of my best friends through Culture Central, and it's just amazing. I really don't have enough words to describe how much it truly means to me. I could sit here and talk about it, but it probably the most impactful experience I've had in my college career, and that's saying a lot, because Penn State has provided me so many opportunities. So I love Culture Central a lot, and all the people that are within it, for sure.
Amazing. And last question, I have to kind of finish with the classic, but I'll kind of make a twitch right there. So what does Culture Central mean to you, and what are your next goals?
Okay. That's such a good question. Thank you. In terms of what Culture Central means to me, I'll say this. To me, Culture Central is an example. Culture Central is an example for people that look like me, that look like you, or to whoever's watching, that there's students out here who can really do this. There's somebody out here who can be a director. There's somebody out here who can be a journalist and things of that nature. So that's what Culture Central means to me. It's an example for other students who look like me. And in terms of what's my next steps, I think my next steps are to continue pursuing video production. I'm a film production major, so that's always been a big step for me. And also to continue pursuing photography. I'm more of a concert photographer, so in any area that I can find my steps in that, I would love to.
Which amazing photos, by the way.
Thank you. My dream is to go on tour with an artist, so hopefully within the next 5 years that can happen for me. But yeah, those are my next steps, and hopefully, God willing, it all comes true.
Yeah.
I have trust.
No, amazing. Thank you so much for coming in tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And up next, Joy Donald has the details on an annual event by the Japanese Student Association. Joy?
Thanks, Sophia. Last week, I had the chance to visit the Japanese Student Association's Harumatsuri. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Joy Donald, and today I'm at the hub for the JSA Harumatsuri. This is a yearly spring tradition to accentuate and showcase what it is like to be in a Japanese cultural setting, and to showcase a little bit of some Japanese fun and some cultural activities. Let's take a look.
Every year, the Japanese Student Association hosts a Harumatsuri, which translates to Spring Festival in Japanese. Guests are able to enjoy traditional Japanese games, food, and performances during this yearly event. Zarif Rahman, who is JSA's financial advisor and is a part of the executive board, shared his opinions on what JSA hopes to capture in Matsuri.
I'm one of the e-board members in this club, and I managed a lot of the Matsuri and the planning and things like that. So what JSA wants to capture is Matsuri means festival in Japanese, and we want to capture this festival. And it's more so like going to spring, so this is along the spring festival vibe that we went for, and we tried to encompass as much of the festival in the Japanese spirit as possible. Different performances that we did, from like karate to kendo to all these different things, to even like performances where we had performance of like music, dance, things like that. And our big performance of being surrounded just like a fisherman dance, which we're actually going to still do at the end.
There was also some returning festival goers, and TJ DeFrancisco spoke on his thoughts on the event.
I went to one 2 years ago when it was outside, and they had similar formats to what they do today. There were some other different things, but it was pretty much the same, and I was enjoying this one too. My favorite food so far? Probably calligraphy. I think it's really cool to think about what kind of kanji you want to draw and think about how to express yourself.
The Hado Matsuri, hosted by JSA, takes place every year, and students can learn and experience a bit of Japanese as the spring semester rolls to an end. Now we're to Lauren and Alicia with the latest news from across the nation.
Thanks, Joy. The National Weather Service is no longer providing translations of its services. This change comes after the company has faced a lapse in the contract with its translation provider. Experts fear that the lack of translation assistance on the app could put non-English speakers at risk of missing alerts for major weather events. This lapse comes at a time when President Trump's administration is cutting down on spending to federal agencies, including the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. There is no update at this time if and when the services may return.
Heavy rains and flooding continue to devastate Kentucky and several other southern states, with rivers swelling to near record levels. The Kentucky River crested just shy of a record in Frankfort, submerging homes and forcing evacuations. The storms, which have killed at least 23 people since last week, have sparked devastating tornadoes and flooding across the region. Rescue crews in Kentucky and Tennessee are evacuating residents while utilities shut down power to affected areas. Historic distilleries, including Buffalo Trace, were also impacted. More than 500 roads remain closed as flooding threatens communities across the South and Midwest.
The Naval Academy Library is pulling books from its shelves, some including topics on the Holocaust, feminism, racism, and more. Nearly 400 volumes were removed this week after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered to cut back on books that promote DEI initiatives. President Trump's administration is attempting to remove this content not only from federal agencies, but also on social media, in school curriculum, and policies.
A district court has awarded more than $6 million to 4 former aides of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who claimed they were fired after reporting him to the FBI for alleged bribery. Travis County Judge Catherine Mazzi ruled that Paxton's office violated the Texas Whistleblower Act by firing the plaintiffs in retaliation for reporting Paxton's alleged misconduct. The 4 employees claimed that Paxton used his position to help a real estate developer, Nate Paul, who employed a woman with whom Paxton had an affair. Paxton has denied the allegations and called the court's ruling ridiculous, adding he will appeal. The judge found that the claims were valid and awarded damages, including attorney fees. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.